So welcome back, guys. It's currently Monday. I said on Monday. This is Wednesday. Wednesday, 20th of May. And for my watch list, I only have card JPY. I don't know if it's clear enough in the camera. I only have card JPY to trade today. That's on my watch list, which is loading currently. Take it to the charts. Okay, now it's clear. So this is the trade I took yesterday. These are the ones I analyzed yesterday. This particular trade. So I didn't enter this one. I entered on CHFJPY. CHFJPY. Okay. Let me see my watch list. Yeah. So this is the trade I took yesterday. CHFJPY. So right now it has I've deleted the others. So but I'll show you the trade on MetaTrader. So for now I'll just go my watch list for today. That's card JPY. That's the only place I'm seeing opportunity. So what I'll just go ahead and set my limit orders. So that's it. As you can see, the current balance we're currently at 2%. Currently 2% up. So and that's the order I just placed. So what I'm expecting is for the market to trigger us in. Let me just be sure that we are using the correct lot size. So you see the risk is 49 USD, and then the take profit is about 149 USD. So that's roughly 3%. Minus charges. So this is the history. This is the history of taking this trade on the accounts. I went in loss, and then this profit on the accounts. So we are up about 2% in profit. So that's just it. Let's see how the market plays out. It's currently 6:30. So let's see how the market plays out. So what I would like to see is that I would love for the market to trigger me in without crossing this my line here. If the market crosses this line or bounces off of this line before eating me out, then this trade is invalid. So I'm going to be closing it out. But if we get that push to the upside first, trigger us in, then we'll be expecting the market to go to the downside, or maybe stop me out in loss. So that's it. I'll update you as market is going. Peace. So back again, guys. It's still Wednesday, 20th of May 2026, obviously. So just the trade I set in the morning. This is currently 10:41. So I'll just give you an update. Let me just quickly switch the camera. So this is playing out currently. As you can see, at this point, I'm still waiting for the market to retest. I'm still waiting for the market to give us that push and then enters the zone. So for those of you that are looking for explanation on why I decided to get out of the way, why I decided to enter or set my penny order at this point. So basically what I do is I go on the I go on the daily time frame where I check for my opportunity. Daily time frame, what I try to do on daily time frame is I look for the directional bias, like what are we up to, what's the market up to. So market has been trending up on the daily time frame at this point. Then we got a break to the downside. So after that long break to the downside, almost covered about it. In fact, it spiked down to about 100% of that up move, but then closed out about 50%. Got to the test to the upside, shot down again, but didn't cross this line right here. And then we're having that pullback again to the upside. So I'm still looking at the market is still bearish, and that's why I'm looking for a bearish opportunity. So that's it for the directional bias. So I'm looking for sales. What I do is I dive down to 30 minutes time frame. Yep, dive down to the 30 minutes time frame, and then I spot the high and low of the day, of the previous day, and I'm looking to short the market. So when the market come back to this zone right here, I'll be shorting the market. So if it does play out, I'm going to update you. But if this market does not tap me in and maybe cross this line, like I said earlier, if it crosses this line, it's going to be invalidated. So I'm going to delete the pending order. But if we get that move to the upside and it triggers me in before 4:55, before 5 p.m. in the evening, so I'm going to take the trade. But if it does not, I'm going to delete the order. So currently is 10:44. So that's it. Let's see how the market plays out. I'll update you later. Okay, so quick update. Something crazy just happened right now. You can see on TradingView, like got triggered in already. You can see the market, we got that spike to the upside, and thankfully it didn't cross this zone right here. So we got that spike to the upside and it's triggered in. But something annoying, if I go to MetaTrader, let me just go to MetaTrader, you see. Yeah. So if I go to MetaTrader, you see the market actually spiked to the entry, but it didn't get triggered. Like, why? So that does not mean that the trade was going to be a winner, but like it's just annoying to see the market go all the way up and then even tapped into the price line. As you can see clearly, tapped into the price line by a week, but it was not enough for it to trigger. For maybe some reason or the other, I don't know why. So, but that's just what we have now. So this trade is already triggered in TradingView, so I'll just leave it. Even if the time gets to about 5 p.m., which I said I was going to close. I'm not going to close this because according to TradingView, it is triggered already around let's say 1:30. So it was triggered around 1:30. So if we get that bounce back to the upside and then the order gets filled, I'm going to leave it to run. So whether I actually stop loss or take profit. So that's it, man. So annoying, but it is what it is, man. So let me just step back for now, and I'll come back later to check out the trades are playing it. Okay, so it seems we're already having price pull back to that region. So if we get a tap in that area, probably the market will shoot it downside, I guess. God is giving us a second chance, or maybe a chance to take stop loss on this trade. I don't know. So a little update I did, or a little adjustment I did on MetaTrader. So like if you notice the former price, or if you notice the price on TradingView, is actually the entry price was 640. So right here I adjusted it to 635. So what I just did is I measured the price interval between the broker and the official platform I'm using on TradingView, the chart supply I'm using on TradingView. So I saw that is about maybe 5 pips or 0.5 pips. So every price I'm going to be setting from henceforth will be a difference of 5. So a difference of 5. So the TP also 781. So if you check TradingView, on TradingView, it's going to be so 786. As you can see, 786 we got right there. 786. So I'll just be deducting like five points from every position I set, just to avoid something like this happening. You get? So because it could work against me in two ways. It could be possible, like if something like this had occurred and I was close to TP, which actually happened yesterday. If something like this has occurred, its price might have actually hit TP by maybe a week and then reverse back to the upside, whereas me, I'm still in the market, floating in a loss or a break even. So the same thing, but it could have other like bad effects if we get wicked out of this. If we get a weak or very close to this stop loss zone and the market shoots all the way back down, it will be against me. You get? So because the spread in fact will have even stopped me out of the trade. But that's just the adjustment for now. That's what I said I should update. And I believe we're having a second chance. I hope the market gets to my zone and reverse. It's the opposite. Like, let's say this trader has triggered me in. Right now, I'll be like anxious, like, oh, why is it coming back to entry? Why is it coming? You get? But because I've not been triggered in, it feels like, like a good thing that the market is coming back to my price point. That's the irony of trading, man. Trading will show you shaggy. So, well, that's it. I'm going to update you if we get triggered into this market, and hopefully we get a win. So yeah, welcome back, guys. It is Thursday, I believe, Thursday 21st of May, and the time is currently 6:17 a.m. So if you see, these are the watch lists, or these are the trades I'm looking at for today. So I just want to walk you through, do I check for setup. I have CAD JPY first on the list. CAD JPY, that was the one I was holding yesterday, if you remember. So what I'll just do is that I go to 30 minutes, since I've already analyzed my bias yesterday. So what happens is that this CAD JPY we later got triggered in yesterday, so which was a good thing. You see the spike that happened at that point. Yeah, this point. So we got triggered into the market. So I'm just hoping for the market, to give us a move to the downside now. So if we check the next pair, GBP JPY, I'm also looking to short, but currently see the market is above my zone. So what I'll be waiting for, what I'll need the market to do right now, I'll need the market to break down, then give me a retest on this line, and then I short. So I take my shot from this position. So anytime that happens, I'll be on the lookout. Then I'll just be targeting about 1:3. So 1:3 risk reward. That's it for that. GBJPY going, still valid. AED and now look at this, an example of invalid setup. Why? Because we already got the market tapping into this zone. So whenever the market tap into this zone, according to my back test, because I've done a lot of back tests on this strategy, if the market tap into this zone, it is not that you cannot buy, or it's not that you cannot sell again, but it's weaker now, because once it tap here, it's most likely is going to get to this point, my entry point, and break out fast. So it's better to just avoid it overall. So, but as me, it has not tapped into it, I would have loved to sell at this point. You get my stop loss here, but since that thing happened, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this from my watch list for the day. I'll remove it to my watch list. Yep, removed. So next we have CHF JPY. Yeah, CHF JPY is even out of the zone. It's out of the eyes of yesterday's candle already. So what I'll just wait for, if the market is, this one is still valid, it's not yet invalid, it's only invalid if it breaks this place. So but we can still get that push to the downside, breaking, and then retest and move. So this one is still valid. CHJPY is still valid for the day. Then NZDJPY still valid for the day. Waiting for that close to the downside, retest, and then move. Same thing. Then lastly, EURJPY. EURJPY also still valid. Waiting for the break to the downside, retest, and boom. So that's what I'm looking forward to for the day. So I'll show you the trade has been triggered. Let me take you to MetaTrader. Okay, so that's the trade. Let's see, we are currently in market right now. So it has been triggered yesterday. Card CHF. I don't think the market has looked properly. Aha, I knew it. Yes, so yeah, this is where we're triggered. See that spike? It happened around 10 p.m. So this is what we have currently. We're currently floating about 23 USD right there. 23 USD. So let's see how it plays out. So most likely I will not be taking another setup today, except this one closes out before we get opportunity in the other pair. Then I'll take, but I don't want to have more than 2 pairs or 2 positions running at the same time on this account. So if this one gets to close out in profit, that's already 3% bagged, so I don't need anything else for the day. I'll just go about my normal day activities. So that's it. I'll update you all as it goes down. So welcome back, guys. It's morning, around past 8, and I just want to give you updates on how the market is playing out. I apologize, I'm still very bad at doing this kind of videos, so just take it as it is. I'm going to improve. Yeah, I declare it. So currently I have the NZJPY trade is about to trigger, or like I'm seeing green lights there, and the other one, which one, catch JPY, yeah, is still running. So most likely, not even most likely, I'm not going to take the JPY, the NZJPY trade, because I have to follow my rules this time. So what I told myself is, I'm not taking more than 1 trade per day, per time, not per day, per time. So except the KJPY closes in loss or profit, I'm not going to take another position. So that's it. But right now is it's getting ready. I'm not going to take it. And again, I'm heading out today, so I might not be able to update as much as possible. But if I can do a screen record from my phone, I will do it. And if I cannot, that means I'll be updating you all at night. You won't know anyways, because it's a full video, so it's just going to be the next clip probably after this. So let me just head to the charts, show you what's going on right here. So you see the charts, we have that nice smooth push to the downside. You see the market has finally broken to the downside, and then I'm expecting that to retest to the upside. So we could say it almost did it do it? Did this candle do it? Hold on. Nope, it didn't do it. So I'm expecting that retest to the downside. I like this. I like the way it's pushing. This is a good sign. If not for the KJPY trade, I'll actually be waiting for this one to play out. But in the meantime, the other pairs, let me see. Wow, the market is moving. Okay, so I don't know why it's not loading. Oh, you see, as it is, this one is invalidated. This one is even invalid. So these are spot my invalid trade. So immediately it crosses that line, bro, no retest, no more retest. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete all this. Okay, so don't mind the language. So like, what's that? EURJPY, get out. I'm not even going to take you anyways. So JPY, I like it. That means there's actually volatility on JPY. That's why everything's moving. See, that's the risk of entry multiple. So if it was the opposite direction too, if I taking NZJPY and KJPY at the same time, it will look like I'm taking 2 trades. it look like I'm taking two setups, but actually it's just one setup in like exposed, or like I'm actually exposed to like big percent in one setup. That's how it look like. So I would rather take 2%, 2%, what now 2% risk on a particular position than splitting it. Is just a false hope, because they both have JPY. So JPY PS, like if you are trading them, they are highly correlated. So if I want to trade another pair, it will most likely be like maybe USD, the one that has USD as the quote currency, or as the quote currency. So, but since I'm not trading any other pair apart from JPY PS, so it's only safe for me to just have one position on it and 1% risk at the same time. So if we get this one to close out, then I'm going to take any setup that comes my way today. So but that's how KJPY is playing right now. If JPY, let me see. Yeah, this one too is starting to look good. So, but it has not broken to the downside yet. So this one is still cooking. CHF JPY, yeah, it's still cooking, starting to look good. NZD JPY. Okay, this was the NZD JPY trade. So that's it. But I'm not taking any one of them. So I'll just leave CAD CHF running, and if we get to take a profit, I'm going to update you. I'll be happy if we get to take a profit, because that means I'll be up 5% on the account. This is the fastest I've ever been up in a challenge account in never. Like never. So let's go. Welcome back, guys. Like, I'm just coming back since morning, and it's been a long day. And also, let me just give you the updates on how the market played out. So we didn't have TP or stop loss on the market, so I have it open right here. If I just switch the camera, so if you see JPY, it was it will have been triggered. Let's say you wanted to enter this trade, it will have been triggered. So, but the best possible one was that NZD-JPY, and currently this is NZJPY. We'll have taken a loss on that account. We'll have taken a loss on NZJPY, but I cannot say thankfully I didn't enter, because any trade can go in loss. KJPY, this is how KJPY is playing. It's playing out nicely. So I'm just expecting the market to hit TP, hopefully, because it can still get to this point and reverse. You know how the market works. So that's what we have right now. So I just go to MetaTrader. Yeah. See that move to the downside. So it actually played around a bit. Since that time of entry, played around, went up, came back to entry. So that's one thing about break even. If you see, like if based on back tests, I don't break even. So let's imagine I had broken even at this point when the market came like about this size. What will happen? It was going to shoot up, stop me out, and then flush all the way down. So I'll have missed this whole move. So, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like to break even on any trade. You understand? So it's either the trade hits stop loss or take profit. So I find that way, the statistical edge So that's what we have currently. Market is currently floating about 4%, or roughly 2% in profit. I'll say almost 2% in profit. So if we get a full TP, then we'll be expecting about $150. So it's looking promising. So let's just see how it plays out, and I'll update you. Peace. Guys, we just officially hit TP. Wow, and it's so exciting. It's so exciting because I'm just so excited that we have those 2 wins that will bring us about 5%. I'm just happy that we ended this episode in profit. So if I just go to MetaTrader, we successfully closed. So I didn't close it manually. So I'll just show you the history. So that's it. If you see the balance, we're currently closed at 5,254. We bring us about 5% in profit. So let me just change this to tablet interface. So I'm just change to tablet interface. Yeah, tablet interface. Yeah, I think it's better like this instead of me flipping the tablet every time. So this is the trade. As you can see, nothing is running at the moment. Nothing is running. And if I show you history, this is the history. This is the history. So currently we have 259 in profit. This is the total profit, 254, and then deposit 5,000. Withdrawal, no withdrawal, of course, because this is a challenge account, and that's what we have. So the trade, there's no trade running currently, and then this is the chart. So to show you from the dashboard, this is dashboard currently, same accounts. So this is it in progress. This was the failed or the two failed accounts, but this is the one that is running currently. So we have, as you can see, we have 5.09%, and that's the stats on the account. That's the stats on the account. So I'm just really excited that this account is starting on a good note. And you see, today starts just one trade today, and profit target. So we are about 63% in achieving the overall target, which is 400 USD. So we just have 3% left to pass this account. So our statistics: best trade 150, worst trade 16. I know this will change once we take a loss on the account. This will change to 50 because I risk 1% on each trade. So why is this always this JPY? This JPY has showed me nightmare. This USD JPY. Best traded pair is still USD JPY. Worst traded pair is still USD JPY. Why? Did I even trade USD JPY? I've never had a profit on it, but I believe that this will update itself soon. Or maybe they are judging based on the entire account I've ever purchased on this platform. So, but that's it. So this is the trade history. But where I'm going to here. So this particular one, first trade was on the 14th. First trade was on the 14th, which ended up in a loss, and that was the only trade taken on that week. Then this week we had two trades, of which we closed in profit, $150 in profit on the 19th, which was Tuesday, and then it says we closed 146. I'm sure that's because of charges. So we said we closed $146 profit week 2. So overall this week we were up about 5%. So I'm pretty excited about how this episode turned out. I'm pretty excited, I won't lie. So but I appreciate you for tuning in and for watching to this moment, if you actually stick around. So at this point I decided to dedicate this particular the ending part of each of my videos to share a quote that inspires me. So I'll share quotes that inspires me. Some of them are quotes that I receive like this. Some of them are quotes that I receive personally. I'm a Christian, so I will say from the Holy Spirit. So some of them are quotes I receive from the Holy Spirit directly, or in deep thoughts, whichever one it may be for you. So, and then some of it are quotes that maybe I come across while reading books or online, and then it has become a source of inspiration for me. So one of them that I'll be sharing today is actually control all your inputs, control all the inputs, and let the outcome control itself. So I actually have it written in my book here: control all your inputs, let the outcome control itself. So what that means is that, like in this life, in many areas, the only things you can control are the inputs. You can't control the output. So you have to control every possible thing that you can control. But there are some things that you cannot judge. So I'll just cite an example. For example, now you might be a farmer. The things you can control are the seed, the quality of seed that you plant. You can control, make sure you plant the best quality seed. Make sure you fertilize, make sure you wet, make sure you do your weeding. But regardless, you can't control the outcome. You can't control how best the plants will perform. You can't control that. So all you can just do is that try as much as possible to control every input that you can do on your own hand, and then let other factors, God, luck, whatever you believe in, let it control the other factors. So the same thing comes to every other areas of life. So like for YouTube, for example, now you can control, the videos you post, you can control the quality of the video, but you can't control how many views that video is going to have, or whether this video is one that is going to go viral or one that is not going to go viral. So all you can just do is control everything you can control. And same thing goes for trading, since this is a trading platform. The same thing goes for trading. I can control every other thing. I can control my risk management, make sure I risk 1%. I can control my psychology while in a trade, not close trade abruptly, not don't break even and try to follow my rules. But I can't control the outcome. That is, I can do everything I'm supposed to do and then get a bad outcome. The same thing goes for life. I can plant the right seed, plant everything, and still some unforeseen circumstance happen and everything on the farm dies. So, but I know that at least I tried my best. I did all I could. So control everything you can control. Every input you can control it, and then let the outcome take care of yourself. So that's it for today. I appreciate you for tuning in. If you are here to subscribe, do well to subscribe, and encourage the channel to grow. And then also share if you think you find value or you are finding value on this channel. Share the videos to others, let them also come on board. So I appreciate you. See you next week on another episode. Peace.